So let's start. First of all, thank you very much for coming. I really appreciate that. And I know that there is cakes upstairs, but you're here. That's really great. So I would like to talk about how to do safe Scaled Agile framework and in Jira and Structure plugin. My name is Julia, and I'm SPC. Are you familiar with Scaled Agile certification? So everybody, I think, know that picture. Yeah, we are talking about. Okay, let's go that way. So there is a little problem in tooling thing. So teams really like Jira, and teams don't want to go somewhere from Jira. But there is no hierarchy in Jira, except stories, epics, and subtasks. Hey, nice to meet you. And yeah, there is no one screen and one page where you can see everything in your Jira, and there is no place where you can see something except some levels, except epics, stories, and subtasks. So there is no place for portfolio level from your Scaled Agile picture, and it's a problem for management teams, of course. And we in ALM Works, we create Structure plugin. It's kind of Swiss knife, can be used for everything, and we are trying to create this tool more agile and flexible for our users. And once we discovered that a lot of our customers, we have really a lot of big companies in our customers, and they use it for something they called Scaled Agile. Then we try to find out what does it mean, what we did there, and that's why we became partners with Scaled Agile, and now we are bronze partner, we are tooling partner with Scaled Agile. So we would like to show how we think people should do Scaled Agile, do safe in our plugin, this Jira. So first of all, let's start with some preparation inside Jira itself. So there is several levels in Scaled Agile picture, and we suggest our customers to create separate project per each level. So create one project per portfolio level, another one for large solution level, another one for program, and several, or whatever, how many teams you have, separate projects per each team. As far as you already know the Scaled Agile picture, you know that all that project should be Kanban, and for team level, well, you should use Scrum if you can. If you have like hardware teams or teams who are working in support, you should prefer Kanban also. Go next. You can define your own workflow in Jira also. This one is defined for portfolio level in Scaled Agile material, so you can define the basic Jira workflow. Yeah. In this example, it's funnel, and then you send some tasks for review or analysis and else. Also, you can use Scrum boards. Of course, your teams will work in Scrum, and there is some problems. In Scaled Agile picture, you have epics in the portfolio level, but in Jira, you have epics in kind of program level. Yeah, in that picture, we just renamed epics into feature. You can do it via database, or you can do it just renaming the type in your Jira. Well, depends on how really deep you want to be in Scaled Agile, or you can just change the terminology in your company and say that this level, program level, should be these epics, not the features. Doesn't matter, I think. Well, actually, we have problems here. Once we renamed epics into feature, we forgot about epic links. So on issue page, it's still like section these epic links, and some of our users and our employees were a little bit confused with that. So yeah, go next. You can use your regular links between items in Jira, we suggest to add your own link type, just not to mix up everything. Well, in our setup, we create implement link. So your parent issue, for example, your epic, should be implemented by several capabilities. Each capability should be implemented by several features, and each feature should be implemented by several stories, like that. So you can see all these links on Jira issue page. And do some of you use Confluence for your documentation? So it's a good place to define, well, some documentation and strategy of your company. If you remember the Scaled Agile picture, it should be started with a strategy, and this strategy should be defined as strategic themes. So you can do it in your Confluence. So pretty easy, and you can add links between your Jira issues and your Confluence page. So you can just link your strategic theme and epic in portfolio level, which should be implemented, which should implement this theme. So go next, and this is the structure. So we can help you to visualize all these levels in one place. So all these strategy and strategic themes and epics and capability and all that things in one place. Also, this structure, you can see the whole path till your issue right on the issue page. So then your developer working on some, some story, he can understand what strategic theme or what epic he's working right now. Well, sometimes it's really really cool when your people know why they do that. And I want to show some quick demo how we can do that big picture in just 2 minutes. So in structure, we have small extension named structure.pages, which allows you to put your Confluence pages inside structure. So you can just search for, well, Confluence page and add it into the structure. This one. Yeah. Then you can add some automation rule, which allows you to put your child pages from your Confluence into the same structure. And then you can extend these pages, these Confluence pages, with some issues linked with that page. So we will add issues under the page. Magic happens, they just appears here. And then we can extend again this. Do you remember about implements link? So we can use it here and say that my parent issue should be implemented by sub-issue. So just one rule, and I will see other levels here also. So solution level and program level, and if you use the same link between your, well, epics, like features in Scaled Agile picture and story, you can see stories here also. Some of our users still use epic and stories, so they don't rename it somehow. So we have a special rule which allows you to use these epic links also. So it depends on your team. So we have a whole picture in one place, and then we can, well, if you need more detailed level, like subtask, you can add them also here. So pretty easy. Not every story has subtasks. So yeah, and then you can change the view of your issues. So you can group your issues by sprint or by PI or by another field. For example, you can group your issues by assignee and check how many tasks each person in my team has. So like that, pretty easy. I mixed up the level in that video, and I can easily change it. So if I want to use my grouping feature in another level, I just change the level. That's pretty easy. Yeah, and I can drag and drop issues between sprints, for example, and change the sprint in Jira. Yeah, that's all. Just 2 minutes, and everything in one place. Pretty easy. Let's go a little bit detailed. So I already talked about our extension for structure. It's named structure.pages, which allows you to put your Confluence page right into your Jira. So you don't need to open Confluence anymore. Well, you still need Confluence, but don't need to open it. So it will be right in your Jira, right in your structure. A lot of our users use it for kind of coverage analysis. So when you add your page here, it can be linked with some issue from your Jira, and you can see if my requirements, for example, implemented by some feature, do we have tests linked with that requirement, or whenever you want to analyze. We also have special automation rules to put this linked issue automatically, or you can do it another way, put the issue and then pages you want to link. So yeah, and pay your attention that it's a real Confluence page. So you can edit it here, you can, I don't know, add some comments here, you can create issues right from your, well, Confluence page, pretty the same as you do in real Confluence. Also, we have a powerful progress column. So with structure, you can define how you want to calculate the progress. It can be calculated based on time tracked in your Jira. It can be calculated by the status or just the resolution. So if it's like resolved, let's say it's 100%. And you can track this progress for each level, yeah, of your scaled agile hierarchy, or per sprint or per strategy. Yeah, I would like to show also in structure we have aggregated values. So all numeric fields have this kind of, well, aggregation. So we can track how many hours has been spent for sprint or for capability or epic in your portfolio level. Note that it's available for all numeric fields by scratch. Yeah, so when you create even a custom field, the corresponding column will be available in structure. Then you can create your own custom fields, for example, for PI, and define PIs for your features or stories, and you can group by them in structure. And the same, you can just drag and drop between these PIs and change their value. You also can sort issues in structure by some column. We introduced a new VSJF template, so VSJF formula inside structure, and just pay attention that they have like a basic one. It's created by us. It's not the same as Scaled Agile Talk, but it's well, it works with default Jira fields like priority and all that stuff. If you want the real Scaled Agile VSJF, they have a template, but you should define what variables you want to use there. It will looks pretty the same. So it names formula. So we can just add a column via this plus button, type formula, and find something like that. You can define your own calculations here, and you can define what does it mean, for example, total original estimate in your Jira. What kind of field you want to use here. And you can, you know, sum it over sub-items. You can define the format. What do you want to use? Perhaps it's duration or date or whatever you want. And we also have a notes column. It's actually just a text column, and it lives inside structure. There is no special field in your Jira for that, but you can define like a status of the current things in your Jira. Some of our customers use it for objectives and use it right on PI planning, for example. Define what happens and what is the stage objective and what is, well, objectives we should do. And right now we are working hard on our extension for structure extension. It's named structure.Gantt. You know, for the highest level, like for portfolio level, you will work in this budgeting and you will need to plan things, and I'd say it should be some long tasks and not easy to understand how they connected with each other, and Gantt will help here. So you can define, well, the basic thing here that we are working with a real Jira data. So you don't need to, synchronize every change this real Jira data. It will be always real Jira data. So the length of the bars can be time estimated in your Jira, or it can be story points if you use it for estimation. Yeah, you can define resources like assignees or teams. Teams can be just a custom field, like with selection, or it can be even a formula. I saw I shown several slides ago. So you can define if there is assignee, use assignee. If there is no assignee, use team, for example. So it's pretty flexible, and it's the main point here, to be, well, flexible and configurable. And we will have a demo today in which one, clinic room at 5. So please come, and we'll show, well, pretty the same, but in with real buttons. If you have any question, you can just write to me or come to our booth and ask me. And you also can use our online demo. So this setup is available there. You can, drag things, see that they are really changed in Jira, and things like that. And if you want our colorful stickers, please come to us. Thank you.